Oh, beautiful one. If your north node, which is this symbol right here, lives in the eighth house right here, this isn't just a lifetime. It's a reckoning. You've mastered safety. You earned it. You built it. You fought for it. And maybe in lifetimes past, you were the provider, the preserver, the one who made life stable for everyone. But something deeper has always stirred beneath the surface. It's a knowing that your soul came here to die and be reborn. That true power isn't found in what you own, but in what you're willing to let go of. This is the house of alchemy, where your ego dissolves and your soul steps forward. The eighth house, it's not an easy house, but it is a sacred one because only those brave enough to lose everything can truly discover what can never be taken. Welcome back, beautiful ones. I'm Simply Cindy, and this is The Soul's Path, a hero series where we don't just study the stars, we remember why our souls chose them. So, in this series, we explore the North Node, which is your soul's compass, the direction of your becoming. The North Node isn't comfortable, but it is liberating, and it shows you where your growth lives and where you've outgrown the past. While the South Node, right here, is your soul's memory. The North Node is your soul's mission. And today, we walk into the deep waters of the eighth house, the house of death and rebirth, of intimacy, of shared power, and of soul level transformation. You didn't just come here to play it safe. That's not what you came here to do. What you came here to do is to transmute the old patterns and become the version of you who is unshakable, unbound, and truly alive. So here's the thing about the North Node and the South Node. This is where you came from. This is where you're growing into. And what you want to do is live life balancing them because there are things that you have learned and came from that you want to keep and incorporate in your life now. But you are expanding to your mission, right? So let's talk about the South Node in the second house and the balance of that, all right? So to rise into the power of the eighth house, we must first understand the comfort of the second house. So if your South Node lives in the second house, you have spent lifetimes mastering the material, the physical. You've known how to build, how to earn, how to create security. You know the value of what can be seen and touched. But in this life, security isn't enough. The soul craves depth. And sometimes what looks like stability is actually just control. You may find yourself clinging to what's predictable, your routine, your savings, your identity, because surrender feels like a threat over here. But the eighth house teaches us that not all endings are losses. Some are invitations. Some are invitations to rise, to feel, to merge without disappearing, to trust without guarantees. The soul path here isn't about losing what matters. It's about discovering what truly does. So let's talk about the second house and who you've been. So this is the shadow of the second house. With your South Node in the second house, you've lived lives where your value was tied to what you could produce or protect or possess. You were the steady one, the stable one, the provider, the one who could be counted on to keep things running. And that isn't wrong, but over lifetimes that you've done this because you've mastered this. Okay. Over time, comfort here became confinement. It became predictability, numbness. Your instinct, hold on, don't risk it, don't trust, don't change what it works, even if what works no longer works for your soul. You may still, in this lifetime, hear these old mantras. If I can't control it, then I can't trust it. As long as I have enough saved, I'm safe. Don't get too close because people change, people leave, they abandon. But these aren't truths, these are echoes. Echoes of lifetimes where betrayal cost you everything, where surrender was followed by loss. So you made a vow. I will never need anyone again. But the eighth house breaks that vow, gently or violently. One way or the other, it's going to break that vow. That's your mission. It asks you to feel what's been buried. It's asking you to let go of who you've been so you can become who you're meant to be. And yes, it may feel like you're dying, but only the illusion is. What's real, that is still waiting for you. So, what this placement is asking of you, what is the North Node asking you to become? The eighth house North Node is calling to intimacy, not the surface kind, but the deep, deep soul kind. This is where your power isn't owned, it's shared. Where you aren't just building, you're becoming. You're here in this life to experience transformation through what you once feared, like surrender, trust, merging without losing yourself, allowing yourself to be impacted by another. This placement calls you into spiritual maturity. It asks you to release control, not for chaos, but for co-creation. You are not meant to walk through life behind a vault door. No, you're not. You are meant to let someone in and then you rise together. That's the beauty of this eighth house and what it's trying to teach you. And this includes money, sex, death, trauma, healing, all of that, doing it with someone. Everything you were taught to fear. Let me say that again. Everything you were taught to fear becomes the very path to your power. In truth, you are here to be reborn, not once, but again and again and again, each time closer to your soul. So, if you've never seen me before, this is where I differ from others. Because my mission is not only to help guide you and help you see a different perspective through astrology and through the other tools that I use, but I want to walk you through this energy and help you align yourself. I want to give you modalities and tools. So that's what I'm going to do, right? So let's do but let's be clear. I can only give these and help guide you. It is up to you to do the work and do it. Okay. So I'm offering these tools for you to use, but you are welcome to say yes or no. That's up to you. Okay. Everybody has their own path. So let's do a ritual or a steps to take, whatever your belief system says, or a modality. Let's do a steps to take to anchor this eighth house. All right. And I call this the power of letting go. Right. And this is releasing false security and reclaiming your soul's trust. So you're going to need a small object that symbolizes safety. So if it's money for you, so a coin If it's a house or a lock, maybe a key, a crystal, or even like a written word that says control. Okay. And you're going to need a bowl of water, and the water with the bowl symbolizes the eighth house, uh, the element of transformation through depth. Okay. And then you want a quiet, private space, wherever that is for you in your home or outside or wherever you want to do this. Okay. And we'll begin like this. So hold the object in your hand, and then I want you to breathe into your belly. And then I want you to let your shoulders soften. Okay, so breathe into your belly as you're holding that object. Let your shoulders soften. Then I want you to say out loud, this is what I've clung to. This is what I thought I had to control to feel safe. But safety is not the absence of risk. It is the presence of truth. Okay? Now, once you say that, I want you to now slowly place the object in the water and let it sink. And then watch it rest. This is your offering. This is your steps, your signal to the universe. It's like your soul is saying, I choose trust over control. And then I want you to sit there for a moment in silence and let whatever emotions rise. Okay? And as they come up, then I want you to say, I release the grip. I open to mystery, to magic. I am willing to be transformed. Okay? Now, once that is all done, then you can pour the water out into the soil or into your plant. That's what your plants and flowers are around for. They're part of nature. They will soak that up. Mother Earth will take that and transmute it. And this is as a sacred return to Mother Earth. Okay? Now, you're welcome to do one of these modalities that I'm telling you, or several. You can do all of them if you'd like. That's kind of up to you. Okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is a little bit of somatic work. Okay? So let's bring that into your body, right? And this is like going to root your crown. Okay? It's like from your, sorry, it's from your root to your crown. Not gonna root to your crown. It's from your root to your crown. Okay, this is so that you ground your emotional intensity, uh, and just release it, and the fear of loss or trusting and triggering moments. Right, you're gonna let that flow through finally. All right. So I want you to sit with your feet flat on the ground, your spine tall. Okay, so sit with your feet on the ground and your spine like tall, erect, right? Then I want you to place one hand over your root, which is your right hand. You can place right below your belly button. That's your root chakra. Okay, that's not your root chakra. That's your sacrum chakra. Sorry, your sacrum. It's Mercury retrograde, everyone. Sorry. So this is your sacrum. This is where you come from, your family comes from, right? And then one hand over your heart. Okay, so beneath your belly button, put your right hand, or the other way around, and then the other hand put on your heart. Okay, and then I want you to slowly inhale. Okay, from the base of your spine. As you're inhaling, I want you to slowly inhale, and I want you to really focus on bringing air, inhaling from that chakra all the way up your spine to your crown chakra, which is above your head. Okay, so as you're slowly inhaling, okay, I want you to inhale from the base all the way up to your crown chakra. Okay, this may take some practice, but you can do this. And then I want you to exhale. So what I usually envision is as I'm inhaling, I'm seeing that I'm bringing breath in, right? And it's almost like, they're lighting up as I'm bringing in the breath all the way to the crown chakra. Okay. And then as you exhale, because you're going to exhale at the top, I want you to go and bring that light back down from the crown chakra to the root chakra. Okay. So it's almost like you can see, even though when you inhaled, you saw light starting to light up your chakras, you're going to see them even more as you exhale too. Okay, so the light is kind of going up and down and just lighting it up. Okay, and as I know that's a little complicated, but you could do this. Rewind this and listen to it again. As you breathe, I want you to say out loud, okay, as you're bringing the breath in, as you're feeling it through your spine all the way up to your crown, right? I want you to inhale and say aloud, I rise. Okay. So inhale and then say, I rise. And then exhale. Watch the light go all the way through your chakras again, going down to your root chakra, and then say, I trust. Okay. Now, I want you to repeat this 5 to 10 times. Okay. It's going to take some practice, so that's okay. You need to practice 5 or 10 times. But your body is going to remember. So it's going to click in. Okay. Just be gentle with yourself, have patience with yourself, but you can do this. Okay. Now, this is letting your body remember, I am safe inside change. I am safe to change, right? That's what you're doing. So now, what if this node is being activated? So when I say it's being activated, that means, is there another planet coming by there to transit from your natal chart is where it's almost like the universe took a picture of the moment that you were born, and then it handed it to you and said, here's your roadmap for your life, right? That's what our natal chart is. We have a transiting chart because, you know, the planets and Earth and all, we didn't stop moving, right? So if you have a return here, which means the North Node came back around to that particular point where you were born with the North Node, or say someone came in front of you and they have a planet right there at where your North Node is. Maybe they were born with a planet. We'll just say maybe their Venus was right there, right? So, but you don't know that, but they'll activate it, right? Um, Maybe it's a cycle of life that it's time. Maybe there's another planet talking to it. That's what we call activation. Okay. So if your North Node, when your North Node in the eighth house is activated through a transit, through progressions, or through life events, okay, it often feels like an unraveling before reweaving. Okay. So there's going to be some changes when this happens. Okay. So you may experience a sudden or prolonged loss, maybe in relationships, maybe in finances, maybe in identity. Okay. And what happens is that will leave you stripped bare. And this is not to punish you, it's to awaken you, because this is your next level of mission. This is where you're going through. Okay. So when this is activated, that may happen to you. Also, you may experience intense emotional surges like grief or rage or desire. And that it may feel like it's too much because it's unfamiliar, right? This is the soul shedding the armor. That's what's happening. Okay. Then you may experience unexpected partnerships. So romantic, somebody may come in, sexual or business. It's any type of partnership, not just romantic. Okay. But you may experience unexpected partnerships that challenge your patterns of self-protection and control. This is what's going to be triggered, is your self-protection and control. Okay. But remember, your mission is to learn in safety to rise with another. Okay. So this is where you have to have discernment when this time happens. Okay. What I mean by that is, just because a romantic partner comes in does not mean that's the life partner for you. It means they're here to challenge your patterns of self-protection and control. Okay. You may also experience financial entanglements or trust based collaborations that test your fears around shared power and dependency. Okay. You may also experience shadow work initiations. So, old traumas rising for transformation, transmutation. Okay. This is not to replay it, this is so that you can release it. Okay. You may be called into therapy or depth work or soul level healing when these shadow work initiations happen, when old traumas start rising, when you are triggered. Okay. And you may also experience a magnetic pull towards the mystical, the occult, the ancestral realms, especially when conventional life feels hollow, like it's just not working anymore. Okay. So, here's what you can do when these things come up. I really love journaling because there's something about writing that you're signaling to your body, your soul, and the universe that you're ready to move forward. Okay. You're getting through this. You're changing the energy. Okay. So here's what I want you to write when these things happen. When some of these things happen, sit down, have your journal, and one of the questions is, what part of me still believes I must control everything to be safe? Okay. And then just let it pour out. Don't judge it. Don't try to make it cohesive. Just let it pour out. And you may be surprised by how deep that voice runs for you. Just let it pour out. Let it say what it needs to say. Okay. That's a part of you that needs um, to finally say what it needs to say. I don't know how to say to like finally get it out, right? Also, here's a steps to take that you can do, almost like a ceremony, I guess. But this is one of my favorite things to do is to write a letter. I've done this several times in my life. This really, really works and it's very, very healing. Okay. So write a letter to a version of you that had to hold everything together. Okay. Write that letter, burn it or bury it with gratitude and let her rest. Let her know she no longer needs to do that. Let her know she can rest. Let him know he can rest. Let him know he no longer has to do that. Okay? Let him know that he no longer has to control everything, that there are people, that there are still good people in this world, that there is another, there is a reason why you are being called to partner with somebody and both of you rise. Okay? That's your mission. Okay? But that old version of you likes to control. Is it doesn't like it, it's had to. That's who it is. So write the letter and say how much you appreciate that, but that you are no longer there. Okay? Another thing you can do is a mirror affirmation. Okay? So you can stand in front of the mirror, and this works really well after you write the letter. You can stand in the mirror and say, I trust what is leaving. I welcome what is becoming. There is a part of you an identity of you that is trying to anchor and become reality, but it cannot if you continue to do the old patterns. Okay. So stand in the mirror after this and say, I trust what is leaving. I welcome what is becoming. I am no longer afraid of change. Okay. Now, beautiful one, let me leave you with this. You didn't come here to stay safe. That's not why you came here. You've done that in so many lifetimes right here. You've mastered that. So you didn't come here to stay safe. You came here to remember your soul's fire. That's the eighth house. And sometimes that fire only ignites when everything familiar falls away. This is not the path of surface healing. This is deep, deep healing. This is the eighth house, deep healing. Okay? It's the path of sacred destruction. so that only what's real can remain. You are not your possessions. You've gotten that from here, but that's not who you are. You are not your past. You are not even your pain. You are the one who rises through all of it, who turns endings into awakenings, who learns to love even in the dark. This is the path of the eighth house. Not control, not comfort, but alchemy. And you, beautiful one, are ready. So, if this resonates with you, if this clicks something, come back next Tuesday for the next episode of The Soul's Path, where we'll explore the North Node in the ninth house. This is your invitation to leap into faith, freedom, expansion beyond belief. Okay? And if you're ready to go deeper, I just finished the Pluto in the eighth house. Okay? Sorry, the Pluto series I just finished. And this is where it uncovers your soul's underworld work, okay? And this is where your wounds are. Over lifetimes, we're working with wounds here, okay? Or you can tap into my Tuesday and Thursday where I do the Sacred Sync series. This is tarot. This is where I channel. This is wisdom. This is where I give you vibrations that are coming through and how magic works. Okay, this is where you'll answer some of your questions from your daily stuff that's going on or your weekly stuff that's going on. Okay, and if you're new here, please subscribe and join our soul-led community. It is becoming it's always been a really good community. It's just getting bigger, right? So this is not just astrology that describes you. It awakens the version of you were born to become.